Good evening, everyone. Today, I am going to conduct Madin retreat Dhamma talk. Therefore, first of all, you need to observe 5 precepts. In order to observe 5 precepts, please say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dhammang saranang gacchāmi. Sanghang saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchāmi. Pānātipātā vēramani sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Adinādāna vēramani sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Kāmesu miccācārā vēramani sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Musāvādā vēramani sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Surāmeraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā vēramani sikkhapadang samādhiyāmi. Now let's invite two devas to listen to the Dhamma. Samanta cakkavālesu atrā gaccantu devata saddhammang munirājassa sunantu saggha mokkadaṃ Dhammasavana kālo ayaṃ badantā. Dhammasavana kālo ayaṃ badantā. Dhammasavana kālo ayaṃ badantā. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sattime bhikkhave udakupama puggala santo samvijjamana lokasmin katame satta idha bhikkhave ekaccho puggalo saking nimuggov hoti idha pana bhikkhave ekaccho puggalo ummujjitva nimujjati idha pana bhikkhave ekaccho puggalo ummujjitva tito hoti idha pana bhikkhave ekaccho puggalo ummujjitva vipassati viloketi idha pana bhikkhave ekaccho puggalo ummujjitva patharati idha pana bhikkhave ekaccho puggalo ummujjitva patigadappato hoti idha bhikkhave ekaccho puggalo ummujjitva tinno hoti ආරංඝතෝ තලේ තිට්ඨති බ්‍රාහ්මනෝති. Most Venerable Avanayaka Hamdruo and Venerable Mahasangha, dear friends in the Dhamma, today we are celebrating Madin Full Moon Day. As you know, we conduct special Dhamma talk every month on the full moon day. This evening, I am going to discuss with you a very special discourse preached by the Buddha. This special discourse taken by Anguttara Nikaya. The sutta name is Udakopama Puggala Sutta. I think when you listen to this Dhamma talk, you will find interesting teaching of the Buddha and very useful teaching of the Buddha. Actually, this sutta is so beautiful and so helpful for our day-to-day lives, as well as our spiritual journey to liberate from the suffering. First of all, I would like to give you some advice how important listen to the Dhamma, regarding how important listen to the Dhamma. Actually, as a human being, this life is a great gift for us to get rid of this samsara, this circle of birth and death. The reason is, according to the Buddha's teaching, there are 31 existences in this universe. Among those existence, planet or realms, human world is the best place to realize the Dhamma, teaching of the Buddha. Therefore, you have to realize, understand how important is to the listen to the Dhamma. Having this idea, understanding, please concentrate on this Dhamma talk and listen mindfully and try to apply this Dhamma to your life. Dear friends, in the Dhamma, the Buddha preached this sutta to explain the spiritual states of individual who practice the teaching of the Buddha. You can see, you can hear, to explain the spiritual levels and mental states of persons. Buddha has given a very nice simile. When we explain, elaborate the word, the topic, Udakopama Puggala Sutta, Udaka means water. Upama means simile. Puggala means individual. So this sutta name is the water simile, the discourse on water simile. Let's see how the Buddha explained this sutta. Sattime bhikkhave Udakopama puggala santo sanvijjamana lokasmi. The Buddha explained that monks, there are 7 types of people in the world who are in water. So now you have to understand how dangerous is the water. Sometimes we enjoy bathing in the water, in the ocean or river. Sometimes we have heard about some kind of tragic happen in the water. Likewise, this samsara is not a safe place. This samsara is not a happy place, because when you accumulate bad karma, you have to born again and again in this samsara. You have to experience so many difficulties in this samsara. Sometimes you may not know what are the difficulties in this samsara. However, some people enjoy by continuing this samsara. They want to born again and again and enjoy with this sensual pleasure. Dear Dhamma friends, we are the wisest people in this planet, wisest beings in this planet. Human beings are intelligent than other beings. That is why Buddha teaches us, if you want to get rid of this samsara, then you have to born as a human being in this samsara. So we all are having that opportunity. Opportunity means to realize this Dhamma, the Buddha's teaching. So Buddha explained in this sutta how people reach to the liberation. Now you can understand by listening this Dhamma talk where I am right now in this sansaric journey, in this spiritual lives. That is very important thing, because if you don't know your spiritual level, your mental states, then you definitely try to do some bad things. You don't have effort to get rid of this dangerous sansara. The main purpose of this sutta is to acknowledge you about the spiritual level of each and each person. So Buddha explained this. First, we want to explain like this. Katancha bhikkhave puggalo saking nimuggova hoti. Ida bhikkhave ekaccho puggalo samannagato hoti ekanta kalakeya akusalehi dhammehi evaං ko bhikkhave puggalo saking nimuggova hoti. I mentioned that there are 7 people. The first one is a certain person sinks down and stays sunk. Then the Buddha explained who is this person and how monks does a certain person sink down and stay sunk. Here monks, a certain person possesses dark and unwholesome qualities. This is how a certain person sinks down and stays sunk. The nature of first person is he does bad karma all the time. He doesn't have any good friends. He doesn't listen to the teaching of the Buddha. He hasn't developed saddha, devotion, faith, or we would say confidence on the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. He hasn't developed saddha. As well as he doesn't have moral shame. He doesn't develop it. He doesn't develop or doesn't have moral fear, otappa. Moral shame means hiri. And he doesn't have effort, virya. And he doesn't have wisdom, panya. This is the nature of that person who sunk and stay under the water. In the sutta, the Buddha explained that characteristics of this person like this. In the Apannaka Sutta of the Majjhima Nikaya, Buddha explained Dasa Vastuka Miccha Ditti, 10 types of beliefs. What are those? First one is wrong view with negative consequences. There are no merits in almsgiving. There is no merit in large offerings. There is no merit in small offering. There are no results from good and bad actions. There is no special person called mother. There is no special person called father. There is no this world. There is no other world. There are no instantaneous births. Opapatika sattvayo. And there are no ascetics who developed special powers through meditation. In Pali we call Natti Dinnang, Natti Ittang, Natti Hutang, Natti Sukata Dukata Kammanang Palang Pako, Natti Ayang Loko, Natti Paro Loko, Natti Mata, Natti Pita, Natti Loke Brahmana. So these are the 10 wrong views. These 10 wrong views leads to apaya, lower world. So by comparing the person's nature, Buddha explained that like these kind of people or person is like sunk. They are living under the water. Living means they have to suffer in this world. So that is the nature of first person. The second one, Katancha bhikkave puggalo ummujjitva nimujjati. The second person explained that once a certain person having emerged sinks down again. So this person sinks and come up again and sinks again. So this is the nature of second person. The Buddha explained that this person's nature, here monks, a certain person emerges seeing that faith in wholesome qualities is good. So this person knows about the good things. This person has heard about Saddha, Hiri, Otappa, Ottappa, Viriya, and Panya. But he doesn't grow it. He knows, but he doesn't practice it. The Buddha explained, moral shame in unwholesome action is good. Moral fear in unwholesome action is good. Effort in wholesome qualities is good. Wisdom in wholesome qualities is good. His faith in wholesome qualities does not remain or grow, but go down. His moral shame does not remain or grow, but go down. His wisdom does not remain or grow, but go down. This is how a certain person having emerged sinks down again. So dear Dhamma friends, when you listen to this Dhamma talk, you need to compare yourself, your states of spiritual level, your states of mind, mental state. Is this me? Something you have to think like this. Compare yourself with these 7 type of people. Because this sutta helps us to realize, understand our nature of in this spiritual journey. So, the second person's nature is he knows about Dhamma, but he doesn't develop it. He doesn't want to develop the spiritual level of his life. So that is why he sink and come up again and again sinks. Like if you know the Dhamma, you have to develop it. Unless you have to born again and again in this samsara. You have to roaming in this samsara. So therefore, dear Dhamma friends, Buddha explains here, if someone think I know the Dhamma, but he doesn't develop it, then definitely he born again and again in this samsara. It means he has to suffer again and again. The third person, the Buddha explained that monks, a certain person having emerged to the surface, stays there. So this is the third person nature. Katancha bhikkhave puggalo ummujjitva tito hoti. Buddha explained, and how monks, a certain person having emerged to the surface, stays there amongst a certain person emerges, seeing that faith in wholesome qualities is good, moral shame in unwholesome action is good, moral fear in unwholesome actions is good, effort in wholesome qualities is good, wisdom in wholesome qualities is good, his faith in wholesome qualities remains but does not grow or deteriorate. His moral shame remains but does not grow or deteriorate. His moral fear remains but does not grow or deteriorate. His effort remains but does not grow or deteriorate. His wisdom remains but does not grow or deteriorate. So we can compare some people in this society to people in this society. There are some people who knows the Dhamma, Saddha, Hiri, Ottappa, Virya and Panya, but they don't grow it. They have it, they know it, but they don't want to grow it, develop it. They think, I know this, but their nature is they don't develop. This person, just like the person who sunk and emerged and stay on the surface of the water. The fourth one is monks. A certain person having emerged looks around with his eyes open. The Buddha explained that this person like this, and how monks, a certain person having emerged, looks around with his eyes open. Here monks, a certain person emerges, seeing that faith in wholesome qualities is good, moral shame in unwholesome action is good, moral fear in unwholesome action is good, effort in wholesome qualities is good, wisdom in wholesome qualities is good, with the total eradication of the first three fetters. It becomes a stream enter, not bound for the realms of suffering, heading for the full awakening. So this is the fourth person's nature. He knows Dhamma and he has Dhamma. I mean, he have awareness of the Dhamma, but he doesn't develop it. He is just like the fourth person. Fourth person's nature, certain person having emerged, looks around with his eyes open. So that is why the Buddha mentioned here, he looks around with open eyes. It means he wants to learn the Dhamma, he wants to practice the Dhamma, but there's no real effort. He knows about Saddha, he knows about Iri, he knows about Tappa, he knows about Virya, he knows about Panya, but he doesn't develop it. So when we compare to people these characteristics, we can see many people in this society. They talk about Dhamma, teaching of the Buddha. They talk about sufferings. They talk about the characteristics, Trilakshana. They talk about Four Noble Truth, but they don't try to realize this Dhamma perfectly. So there are many people in this society, in this world. Unfortunately, these people have ability to realize the Dhamma, but they don't have enough effort to realize the Dhamma. The best thing is, the good thing is, this person, this fourth person has ability, opportunity to realize the Dhamma. However, the first three persons doesn't have that opportunity because they are pruthakjana. Pruthakjana means they are belongs to this sansara, belongs to this sansara. They definitely born again and again. They definitely suffer from various things again and again. But this fourth one have kind of understanding about the Dhamma, and he has opportunity to realize the Dhamma. That is very important thing, because there are some people who try to realize this Dhamma, teaching of the Buddha. They work hard, they go to the temple and listen to the Dhamma, they go to some retreat and practice the meditation, they practice generosity, they try to develop Saddha, Virya, Hiri, Ottappa, Panya, these qualities, but that not enough to realize the Dhamma, get rid of the suffering. So that is why this person is stuck on the surface. He wants to uh, find the realization, liberation. He wants to get the. He wants to liberate from the suffering, but he doesn't have enough understanding. He looks around. He looks for some safe place, but he is unable to find that place quickly. So that is the nature of fourth person. Now fifth one. The fifth person, the Buddha explained, monks, a certain person having emerged swims across. So this person better than the fourth one because he knows Dhamma and he has Dhamma. I mean, he established on the Dhamma, but he didn't realize it. That is the nature of fifth one. The Buddha explained this person like this. Katancha bhikkhave puggalo ummujjitva patarati. Patarati means swim across. And how monks, a certain person having emerged, swims across. Here monks, a certain person emerges, seeing that faith in wholesome qualities is good, moral shame in unwholesome action is good, moral fear in unwholesome actions is good, effort in wholesome qualities is good, wisdom in wholesome qualities is good, with the total eradication of the first three fetters and with the attenuation of greed, hatred, and delusion, he becomes a once returner, and returning only once more to this world will gain full awakening. This is the nature of fifth one. Actually, he already eliminated three fetters. So if you want to eliminate from this samsara, then you have to eliminate 10 fetters. We will talk about later. Here, this fifth one nature is he has come some certain point in this sansaric journey because he already eliminated three fetters that which bounds to the sansara. Okay, so this person will return one time, 7 times in this world, and he definitely then attain Nibbana. So there are some kind of people in this world, like this person. So Buddha wants to explain this person is like some kind of opportunity. He has some kind of opportunity to eliminate from this sansara. I mean, he after 7 birth definitely attain nibbana, right? So sixth person, katancha bhikkhave puggalo ummujjitva patigadapatto hoti. And how monks, a certain person having emerged, gain a firm ground. Here monks, a certain person emerges, seeing that faith in wholesome qualities is good, Moral shame in unwholesome action is good. Moral fear in unwholesome action is good. So these are the things that Buddha want to explain that, because some people don't know how we can get rid of this samsara. So this is the path, this is the teaching we should understand. The seventh person, last person, Buddha explained like this. Katancha bhikkhave puggalo ummucchitva tinno hoti parangato tale tittati brahmano. And how monks, a certain person having emerged, crosses over the far shore and stands on the land as a Brahmi. This is the real noble individual person. He completely eradicated all the defilement, asava. So Buddha explained like this. Here monks, a certain person emerges seeing that faith in wholesome qualities is good, moral shame in unwholesome actions is good, moral fear in unwholesome action is good, effort in wholesome qualities is good, wisdom in wholesome qualities is good. Having eradicated the mental fermentations, he enters and remains in the fermentation-free liberation of the mind and liberation by wisdom, having realized them by himself with direct wisdom in this life itself. This is how monks, a certain person having emerged, cross over to the far shore and stands on the land as a Brahmin. Monks, these are the 7 types of people in the world who are in water. So these are the 7 persons that Buddha explained in this sutta. So I think you can understand what I am trying to explain to you. First, you have to understand the samsara. Samsara means cycle of birth and death is not a happy place, safe place. It is a dangerous place because there are so many difficulties. That is the reason we call the samsara is not a safe place, happy place. You have to born, you have to get sick, you have to get old, you have to separate from the people who likes you, you have to associate with people who you don't like. So there are a lot of bad things in this samsara. Sometimes we don't have chance to realize this truth because we have everything that we need to enjoy our 6 senses. If we have nice, beautiful things to see all the time, if we have nice things to listen all the time, if we have nice things to eat all the time, if we have nice things to smell all the time, if we have a nice thing, comfortable things to experience through our body, then we think this life is so interesting, so uh, beautiful, because we have everything. That is kind of thing that we can happy. But when we lose these things, when these things get changed, then we are suffering. We are worrying about this. So that is very important thing. When you consume these things, you should have proper understanding. These are not eternal things. These are subject to change. These are not belongs to me forever. So if you have this understanding, then you never worry about it. You never get frustrated when these things get changed. So this understanding is so important. These 7 type of persons, people, categorized by the Buddha according to their spiritual levels, their wisdom, their uh, spiritual level. So in this Dhamma talk, I want to give this message. What is that? Please think about the dangers of this samsara. It is just like ocean. Ocean is not a safe place. We all are have sunk in the ocean. So we need to come out from this dangerous ocean, this dangerous samsara. Then you need to have confidence, strong faith on the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And you need to have moral shame. You need to have moral fear. You need to have effort. You need to have proper wisdom. If you are able to develop these 5 qualities as much as you can, then you can come out from the dangerous ocean, dangerous samsara. So this is the main point I want to explain to you today. So this water simile, this Udakupama Puggala Sutta, really interesting sutta, beautiful sutta. You can read it. You can find it in Anguttara Nikaya, section 7. Try to read it and get some understanding about your spiritual level. where you are right now in this path, in this spiritual journey, then try to develop your good qualities and gradually, step by step, reach to the liberation, the safe place. So, in order to do that, may this Dhamma talk help all of you to realize this Dhamma, and finally, may all of you be able to attain ultimate peace and happiness of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's share merits to the deities. Akasatta ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu Loka Sasanang Akasatta ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu Desanang Akasatta ca Bhummatta Devanaga Mahiddhika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakkantu no Sada. As well as this is a great opportunity to transfer merits to our departed relatives. May all of the relatives who passed away be received these blessings, and may they be able to attain ultimate peace and happiness of Nibbana. Having these thoughts, let's recite Gatha. Idamme ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Finally, we are going to make an aspiration for spiritual friends. By the power of this Dhamma talk, may be able to associate with good friends, and may we be able to disassociate from bad friends, bad people, until the time we attain Nibbana. Having these thoughts, let's recite Gatha. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamu satang samagamu hotu yava nibbana pattiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. In order to conclude the Dhamma, I'm going to bless you all. Please receive the blessings. Sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabba rogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Abhivadana silissa niccang vaddapachayino cattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukang balang ayurarogya sampatti Sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminate samicchatu. Okay, good night everyone. See you next month. Everyone saranai.